Hello student, welcome to the class of 11th Geography. This is the fourth lecture of this chapter, and with this lecture we are going to conclude our second chapter. Till now in the second chapter of Physiography and Structure, we have completed the geological division of India. In the geological division of India, we saw that India is divided into three parts, that is peninsular block, the northern plain and the northern mountain and northeastern mountain. And then we saw the formation of these three geological division. After this formation of geological division, we started our physiography of India, and we saw that physiography of India is divided into 6 parts on the basis of the physical features of the lands, and we have completed the 3 part of those physical physiographies on the basis of physical feature, and rest 3 part we are going to conclude in this chapter. Till now we have completed our Himalaya and northeastern hills, we have completed our northern plain, and we have completed our peninsular block. And in today's lecture we are going to complete our Indian desert, the coastal plain and the island groups of India. So first let's start with the Indian desert. The Indian desert of India is situated in the northwest of Aravalli Hills. During the study of the peninsular plateau in the central highland, we saw the Aravalli Hill. In the northwestern side of the Aravalli Hill, means above the Aravalli Hills, we have the Great Indian Desert. It covers the Rajasthan and Gujarat area of India. It is actually divided into 2 parts. Some of its parts is coming to India, most of its parts actually comes to India, and some of its parts goes to Pakistan also. Yes, the Thar desert is between both India and Pakistan. Most of its parts fall in India, but some of its parts fall in Pakistan also. So it is divided into 2 parts. The northern part is sloping toward the Sindh. The Sindh goes to Pakistan. So its northern part is sloping toward the Sindh. It means it's sloping toward the Pakistan side, and its southern part, down part, is sloping towards the Rann of Kutch, which is in Gujarat. So it's covering a part of Gujarat also. Alright, so this is the 2 division of our Indian desert. One famous river Loni, flow from here, and the climate is arid because it is a desert. So the climate arid is a natural thing, because you know the climate of the desert is mostly the arid type of climate it has, and it has very less vegetation and very less rainfall. It is also famous for crescent shaped dunes called barchans. What is crescent shaped sand dunes called barchan? Crescent shaped sand dunes are the structure on the surface of the earth which is formed by the wind. When the wind blow, it blow the sand and make a structure in such a way that it take a form of a crescent. Crescent means half moon. It take the form of a half moon shape. I will show you the picture and then it will be more clear to you. And this crescent shaped sand dune is also known as barchan, which is a special feature of our Indian desert. So you can see the Aravalli Hill here. In the Aravalli, near Aravalli Hill, above the Aravalli Hill, you have the Thar desert. That is the Indian desert of our country. So you can see in the picture the Aravalli Hill, and above that there is a Thar desert, which is the Indian desert of our country. And this is the crescent shaped sand dunes. The structure formed by the sand, it is due to the blowing of the wind in such a way that it formed the crescent shaped sand dunes, the structure of a sand on the surface of the earth, and it is in the shape of crescent, that is half moon. Yes, and these are also called barchans, and this is a very famous and common feature in Rajasthan. It is also called Marusthali. So the desert area of Rajasthan is also called Marusthali we call Marusthali in Hindi. And the study of fossils, when we study the fossils are the dead remains of the living beings who died long back. Alright. So when we study the fossils of those places in Rajasthan, we come to know that millions of years back this area was actually under the sea cover. Alright. So this shows that earlier it was under the sea, and that's why there are so much of saltiness in the soils and in the water present here. Alright, So the next feature of the Rajasthan desert is it has many mushroom shaped rock, and it have this many types of dunes of different shapes and sizes. One is crescent shape, and in other shapes and other form also the sand dunes are formed there. And oasis is actually the sources of fresh water. So that all these things, that say a rock in the shape of mushroom, and the sand dunes of different types, and oasis means fresh water source. Little small source of fresh water is called oasis. So oasis, the mushroom rock, and different shapes of dunes are common attraction of the Rajasthan desert. We also have many lakes and playas here, which are filled with the brackish water, means it is little salty. So that's why the salt manufacturing is common in the desert area. So this is all about Indian desert, and now we are going to cover the fifth physical feature of India, that is coastal plain. So we have actually two coastal plain which will be clear from here. You can see in the eastern and western side of India we have the coastal plain. So this coastal plain we are going to study with comparison. So, okay, so we have eastern coastal plain and we have the western coastal plain. So western coastal plain is actually the sandwich between the Western Ghat and Arabian Sea, and eastern coastal plain is the sandwich between the Eastern Ghat and Bay of Bengal. You can see here. You can see the eastern coastal plain and western coastal plain. You have already seen about the Ghat, Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat. So the Eastern Ghat side fall in the eastern side and Western Ghat on the western side. So first you see the western side. Okay, so Western Ghat is there, and after India what is there? The ocean is there. That ocean is Arabian Sea ocean. In the western side we have Arabian Sea. So the coastal plain is where the coastal plain lies. It lies between the Western Ghat and between the Arabian Sea. In between Arabian Sea and Western Ghat, the western coastal plain lies. That's why it is like a sandwich. It's like a what you have the bread with the stuffing. So two breads are there. In between the two breads, what you put? You put the stuffing. So it is like the stuffing of the sandwich. Okay. So it is the sandwich between the two sides. On one side it is having the Western Ghat, and on other side it have the Arabian Sea, the western coastal plain. And the, next you can see the eastern coastal plain. Eastern coastal plain is sandwiched between the Eastern Ghat and the Bay of Bengal. This side, in the eastern side, we have the another ocean called Bay of Bengal. So eastern coastal plain is actually the sandwich between Eastern Ghat and Bay of Bengal, and western coastal plain is a sandwich between Western Ghat and Arabian Sea. The coast of the western side is submerged. It is little near the water level, but the coast of the eastern side is emergent. It is little above the level. The sea level, sea is little above the surface is little. The coastal plain is little above the sea level. So the coast of the western side is little submerged to the sea, with very close to the sea, and the on the other side, in the eastern coastal plain, the coast of the eastern side is little above the sea level. And because the coast in the western side is submerged, near, very close to the sea, that's why there are many ports facility developed in the western side of India. That is, the ports like Kandla Port, Mangalore Port, Cochin ports and other ports are developed. Most of the ports of India you will be seeing to be developed in the western side of India because of the submerged coast of the sea. Submerged coast of this area. This coastal plain is submerged near the sea. And on the other side, in the eastern side, there is many rivers flowing in the eastern side of our Deccan plateaus, or in the eastern side of our Ghat, you will see many rivers are flowing. So they crosses the eastern coastal plain. So you can find many deltas in the eastern coastal plain. On the western coastal plain you can find ports, and the eastern coastal plain you can find the deltas. Another difference between western coastal plain and eastern coastal plain is that western coastal plain run parallel to the Western Ghat and eastern coastal plain run parallel to the Eastern Ghat. and the western coastal plain is divided. Both the plains are divided into parts. So western coastal plain is divided into Kutch and Kathiawar coast, then Konkan coast, then Goan coast and Malabar coast. Sometimes Konkan and Goan coast are written together. Combinedly they are called Konkan coast. And sometimes Kutch and Kathiawar coast are written together, or sometimes they are written separately also. So actually the coastal plain of western side is divided into many parts, that is Kutch and Kathiawar coast, Konkan coast, Goan coast and Malabar coast. Whereas in the eastern side the coast is divided into two parts, Northern Sarkar and Coromandel coast. You can see the division in next picture. See, you have the Kutch coast and Kathiawar coast, then you have the Konkan coast. The Goan and Konkan is written together here like Konkan coast, and then you have the Malabar coast in the western side. All these coasts are there. Eastern side you can see the division is between Northern Sarkar and Coromandel coast. So this way these coasts are divided into different parts. Now we are going to see the last physical feature of India, that is our islands. So we have two sets of island also in our country. One is as you see there is an ocean in both the sides of India. Alright, in the downside we have the ocean in both the sides. So in both the ocean we have a set of group of island. In the Arabian Sea, that is Arabian Sea is in which side? Western side of India. So in the Arabian Sea we have the Lakshadweep island. But in the Bay of Bengal, that is in the eastern side of India, we have Andaman and Nicobar island. The Lakshadweep are groups of island. It is of 36 small groups of island together form the Lakshadweep island, and 572 small island together form the Andaman and Nicobar island. The headquarter of Lakshadweep is Kavaratti, whereas the headquarter of Andaman and Nicobar is Port Blair. Headquarter, they don't have a capital. It is union territory. Both of them are union territory. Lakshadweep is also union territory, and Andaman and Nicobar is also union territory. In the union territory, we don't have capitals like states. We used to have headquarters. So headquarter in Lakshadweep is Kavaratti, whereas the headquarter in the Andaman and Nicobar is Port Blair. This Lakshadweep island, it's have one island called Piti Island, and this Piti Island is damn famous for the bird sanctuary. It's very famous for the bird sanctuary in that island. Whereas in Andaman and Nicobar Islands group, you have one island called Barren Island, and that Barren Island have the active volcano. Active volcano, I hope you know, the volcano from which the lava come out all the times. It never stop. It always the lava is coming out from those volcanoes. So in Barren Island of Andaman and Nicobar, you have the active volcano. In India, we have this active volcano only in Andaman Nicobar's Barren Island and nowhere else. Okay, so only in Barren Island we have the active volcano in India. The next difference between the islands are the how they are formed. This is very important, that how these islands are formed in the ocean. So these oceans, in the ocean, these islands are formed in a different way. Like this Lakshadweep islands are formed in different way, and this Andaman and Nicobar island is formed in a different way. Lakshadweep island was formed actually by the microscopic animals. These microscopic animals used to live in groups. They lives in millions of groups together, and when their body actually have the capacity to secrete actually the calcium carbonate from their bodies. So when they secrete this calcium carbonate from their body, it harden into skeleton, and this together is called coral. So when all these microscopic animals are secreting the calcium carbonate from their body, and it is turning into skeleton, and the coral, then this coral together combine together in the ocean, and they form an island. And Lakshadweep island is such an island which is made out of the coral, which is formed by the microscopic animals. And this Andaman and Nicobar island, how they are formed? The Andaman Nicobar island is actually formed. For this you have to understand one thing, that like on the plain you see the plateaus and the mountains and the plains. various type of physical features. Same type of physical feature you also see in the inside the ocean. Inside the ocean also you have mountains, you have the plateaus, you have the plain. If you go deep inside the ocean, all this physical feature which is present on the earth is also present inside the ocean also. So there are many mountains in the inside the ocean whose peak is above the water. So when the peak is above the water, it looks like a land on the water. So actually the Andaman Nicobar Islands are nothing but the peak of such mountains which is under the sea. On those peak which look like a land on the ocean, the people went and settled down, and this way this Andaman and Nicobar Islands are actually formed. This is formed either by the peak of the mountains which is there inside the ocean, or there is another way also. Maybe there are many volcanic eruption goes inside the ocean. So when the volcanic eruption goes inside the ocean, what happens? The deposit which is coming out from the volcanic eruption, it goes on depositing layer by layer, one above the other, and sometimes this deposit increases to such an height that it appear from the top of the appear on the top of the ocean like a land, and on that land the people goes and settle down, because those volcanic eruption has stopped now, and it's look like the deposit which has come out of the volcanic eruption is like a land on the ocean, and on that ocean the people goes and settle down there. And so actually the Andaman and Nicobar Islands groups or many other such islands in other parts of the world are actually the peak of the mountain, or the mountain which has formed out of the volcanic eruption. So this way your two islands are formed, and these are the two difference between the two islands. So I hope the two island group, two coastal plain group, and the desert is clear in this lecture. And with this we are concluding our chapter. You can see the island group in this figure. You can see the near the India, in the southern part of India you have Lakshadweep in the Arabian Sea, and you have the Andaman and Nicobar in the Bay of Bengal. So this is all about the physical features of India. With this we are concluding our chapters, and I hope everything is clear to you. If any doubt you can concern me. All right. So thank you and happy learning.